What is up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. So today in this video we're going to talk about overall stock market to see what the market did today and where the market is heading going into tomorrow. But before we dive into this video, please hit that thumbs up button. That is greatly appreciated and that really helps out with YouTube algorithm. And if you want to support the channel, get my daily trade ideas, my swing trade ideas, 3 days of live trading live in my Discord, definitely check out the Patreon. I'll leave a link down below in the description. And if you are new to this channel, consider subscribing. And now let's get right into it, guys. So this is gonna be a really quick update video here on stock market. We got Dow down 0.22%, nasdaq down 1.53%, a massive beat down here on tech stocks, and then S&P down 0.94%, and Russell 2000 finally breaking below that neckline, down 1%, and that head and shoulder pattern might be playing out here on Russell 2000, guys. And here on 11 sectors, what do we got today? It's a risk-off move here in the market, leading the way on top, consumer defensive, utilities, real estate, healthcare, industrials. On bottom, taking a beating, communication services. Google was down big time, technology down, consumer cyclical down, Amazon down, and I think Tesla was down at the end also. Financial down, energy was slightly up, and kind of flat on the day. But look at this week-to-date performance right here. Again, basic materials on top, utilities, real estate, consumer defensive. So it's a risk-off move here this week in the market, and we might see even more, money rotating into these kind of assets right here, like consumer defensive, utilities, real estate, and healthcare. And what we got here on stock market map, healthcare definitely doing really well right here. I mean, not too many names are down, but look at right here. And this one I played today, Meta down 1.77%, Google down 3%, Netflix once again down 2.5%, Amazon down 1.70%, Tesla down 1.47%, and look at right here, guys, chip makers. And this one, I'm holding that position still on Nvidia. 400 puts and almost going in the money, guys. And I've been shorting Nvidia from the top, and now those puts are up over 80%. Microsoft down on the day 2.40%, Apple down 2%, and look at all these banks right here also down on the day, but nothing big right here, especially the mega caps taking a massive beating today. On SPY ETF, it's down 0.92%. Now, Jerome Powell came out and he said, not raising any more rates, especially on this meeting, but he's looking into more data that is coming and also one more, potential rate hike this year. But the rates are staying higher and longer, and no pause, no signs of any pause anytime soon. And that is why the market sold off. Now, if you look at my screen, and that is why, everything goes in line with the technicals, because I talked about it, how this thing right here needs to hold 441. It was holding yesterday. We closed at almost 443, getting that big bounce and producing this hammer candle. And look at what happened today, guys. I mean, it was green early in the morning. It was chopping and ping-ponging between 441 and 443 all day up until FOMC meeting started. And he came out. Look at what happened. Broke through this support, this trend line that was holding 441, and now it's trading at 438. Now, every time we get, close to lower Bollinger Band, we get a bounce. Look at right here, how many times it touched it, and then we got a bounce. And not only here, look at right here, look at right here, look at right here, look at right here. So this Bollinger Band will come down slowly, and then you are going to see more selling if we cannot hold 437 to 436 as a support. So I'm expecting at least a small bounce, not a big bullish rally, a bounce off of this Bollinger Band to go back up and possibly retest 441 to 443. Now tomorrow, SPY cannot hold 437 to 436, then prepare for a dump off all the way down to 430, and that would be extremely oversold. Now, if we get a bounce, tomorrow or maybe even Friday, to retest, I would say 443, 441, and gets rejected, this Bollinger Band will slowly come down, and then within another week or so, you could see a lot more selling down to 430, and then this gap down here around 422.92. So keep that in mind. The trend now, it's not holding, especially this uptrend, this mini uptrend, and also guys, we do not have a bull trend on SPY anymore. All these moving averages right here are not positive slope to the upside anymore. So keep that in mind. Until we get this 20 SMA to stay positive, you're not going to see a big rally. And especially speaking of this month, usually we get a sell-off at the end. So, nothing new. It's kind of what usually happens most of the time. And that is why we're getting that sell-off. Now, that does not mean that we're going to see huge crash. Yes, 430, maybe even 420 possible, but that is not a crash. This is just a healthy pullback. Nothing wrong with that. So be prepared for that tomorrow. Maybe a bounce from 436, 437 up to 441, maybe even 443. But at some point, you're going to see again a rejection from here and then coming down all the way down to 430 and then possibly going lower maybe next week below 430. I mean, we're still at 438, 439, so it's a long way down. Just because we're down $4 does not mean that it will just continue to slide every day. So keep that in mind before buying puts here. I would never buy puts right here close to 436, 437. I would wait for a bounce up to at least 441 on SPY ETF. So on Triple Q, also down on the day, we broke the support 366, and now it's on its way to 362 and then possibly 360. And this Bollinger Band actually moved up, so there is going to be strong support around 360 to 362 on Triple Q. And I think in next few days, you might see a bounce and then a break through this level right here, 360, and coming all the way down to 355 and possibly even going lower. And at some point, you're going to see these gaps getting filled, at least this one right up here, and that is with NVIDIA's earning, guys, right here. Massive gap up right here from 333. So keep that in mind. There could be a lot more downside on Triple Q than SPY because this thing here, it wasn't a big run. And now if we are pulling back, I mean, we got a high volume selling today, so definitely that can continue in next few days. But also keep that in mind. Whenever we see a ETF like Triple Q hitting the lower band, usually we get a bounce. It's considered as a oversold bounce. So we could see that after hitting 360 or 362 tomorrow, there could be a bounce back up to 366 and then a pullback down to 360 and then 355 all the way down to 350. So tomorrow you want to watch 362 and 360 as a support, and below that 355. To the upside, 366, 368, key level to watch. To the upside for a breakout, only if that happens, if this thing can rally back up to 366 and then 368. On IWM, it's down 1% now. This one, it's on its way to 162. Now that does not mean that you go and short and buy all the puts right here. You want to wait for a bounce if you want to short. Now this one, if we shorted today here, 183, you did the right thing. This thing dumped all the way down to now 178, 179. So, you can have a stop loss right here. But shorting, whenever it's hitting the lower Bollinger Band, that is not a good idea. As you can see, every time it was hitting, it was getting some sort of a bounce, just like SPY and Triple Q. So maybe tomorrow we get to see a little bit of bounce here on IWM, possibly back up to 181 to retest this neckline right here. And if it gets rejected again, you're going to see IWM getting down to 178. That is going to be the next stop. Right now it's holding on to this lower Bollinger Band right here, and that is around 179 right here. So the next stop 178, and then the gap below 176.24, and then we have another gap down here at 171.56. So there is going to be a lot more downside now that it's under this neckline and also under 183. Watch out here on IWM, guys. Again, high volume selling today. So this thing here, if you see a bounce back up to 183, I would say as long as it's staying under 183, that is a short opportunity right here on IWM for more downside. But I would not be shorting right here at the support. I would wait for at least a bounce. If this thing gets down to, I would say 178, 176.24, that might be a dip buy right here for a small relief rally to the upside. But you got to be careful catching this falling knife at this point. So on DIA, Dow Jones ETF, it's down only 0.22%, and this one not making any big move today. I mean, I would say DIA probably the strongest right now, holding around 344, where we saw SPY ETF coming down almost 1% and nasdaq 100 coming down 1.5%. So DIA, the next level of support will be down here 342, and then the gap below 340 right here 339.65, and then we also have another gap down here close to 332. Now this one was holding yesterday 346 as a support, and now it's below. We're actually we closed at 345. So today, this morning, rallied up to 347.66, going above 346, and look at that rejection, guys. And we do not have a bull trend. All these moving averages are pointing to the downside, so watch out for a pop back up to 346. And if this thing cannot break 346, you're going to see a dump off down to 342, and then the gap below 340. Above 346, a quick trip up to 348.81, and then 350 possible on DIA. On VIX, it's up 7.30%, and now it's trading above 15, which is bullish in the short term. Now, this thing, I said it before, if it breaks above 15, you got to be careful in the market. You're going to see a little bit more upside on VIX, and I think now, above 15, VIX can come up to 1642 and possibly even retest $18 like it did before. Now, look at this, guys. Every time, and I called it before, I think 3-4 times, and this thing actually dumped right here. I called it that it was trading above upper Bollinger Band. It's going to come down. We got a massive sell-off. This thing crashed again. Another one right here, and then the last one was right up here. It was trading above upper Bollinger Band, came down and went down to a new 52-week low right down here. And now look at this upper Bollinger Band. It's actually not moving higher, coming down. So now it might be coming up to 1642, and above that a short squeeze up to 18. That's possible on VIX, but I don't see VIX going up to 20 unless there is a big event coming that I don't know, something really bad. Then you are going to see, then these technicals are not going to work. You're going to see big spike on VIX, and this one moving higher, which I don't think that's the case right now. So watch out for a move up to 1642 and then $18. And to the downside, VIX gives up 15. It's going to land right here around 14, and then possibly will come down to $12.28 all the way down here, at least retest this low that we got just a few days ago. On dollar index, it's up 0.14%, and look at this big move right here, guys. Breaking this channel, coming right under, just like here, and then going back up and closing above 105, holding right here. 5-day moving average is a support, and that is looking bullish in the short term for a move up to 106 here on dollar. So keep an eye on this one, guys. It's on the move, and I think the next stop definitely right up here around 106 on dollar. Now to the downside, right here, strong support around 105, or I would say 104.94, and only if that gives up, you're going to see a dump off down to 104.48, and that's not happening. This uptrend and this channel so far, bottom of this channel right here on dollar, is holding strong, and I think it's going to pop all the way up to 106, at least in the short term. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll definitely keep you guys updated. Let me know your thoughts down below in the comment section.